come down to one of the local parks because it's a beautiful sunny day, which means every single person in the world in Calgary is going to be out in the mountains because they're all going to be out there skiing. I'll tell you what, it actually looks a fantastic day for skiing. Yeah. It's not a chinook, it's just a nice day, so I guarantee you it's going to be pretty busy out there. So I'm just going to head down this way, do a loop. This is Sandy Beach, so we can do the Sandy Beach loop. There's nice picnic sites down in here, and there's some fire pits in here, and all kinds of good stuff, so that's good. Alright. Yeah, there's several nice picnic sites down through here. Look, someone go over the camera. It's the shadow people. I've noticed everywhere I go, the shadow person follows me. Yeah. Yes, the sun is very nice today. Oh, runners coming. Right, do a little bit of video along here. In the floods of 2013, where I'm stood now was literally under about 6-7 feet of water. Give you an idea how much water was flowing through here. It was actually quite extreme. There's a nice trail goes up the other side of that hill over there and takes you around. You can make several loops down here.
Good morning.
Morning. Lovely day for it, eh?
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's out in the mountains, so I'm staying in town.
Exactly.
Right, let me wander on my way. Like I say, there's a whole bunch of picnic sites down through here. There used to be a very nice old suspension bridge down here. Fortunately, I did do a bunch of pictures of it before the floods of 2013, which is just as well I did, because it got completely destroyed. Once I get down to the bridge, I'll give you an idea. Where I'm walking now, this was under about 6 to 8 feet of water. So this would not have been a good place to be at that time. Community fire pits. Yes. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yes. It's a good place to come if you want to have a picnic, have a little fire pit, cook up some sausages or whatever. You can do that down here. There's plenty of them down here, as you can see. Yeah. There's a parking lot just up over the other side of those trees over there, which if you're coming down for a fire pit, that's actually the best place to park. Right, I'm going to cut up over here through these trees. A little crunchy. Ice is a bit hard there, so I will take a shortcut. Way easier on the feet. And you come down here in the summer, lots of people sunbathing down here, and playing in the river. A lot of people launch their rafts and what have you from here, because obviously in the spring runoff there's way more water in this river than there is now. Now that bridge there, they raised that bridge about 4 or 5 feet, not much. So the old bridge, picture it just a little bit lower than that. That's how high the water was coming through this valley. Yeah. Quite a number on everything down through here, I can tell you. Yeah. Right. do a little bit more once I get up to the bridge. Well, the new bridge actually came out pretty well. Like I say, it's about 4 or 5 feet, maybe 6 tops above where the old one was. So that's actually pretty nice. Yeah. Like I say, very popular place. Yeah, there are some pictures of the old bridge, look. Yes, the old one had a lot more character, I must admit. This one's kind of generic, but however, yeah. It's a good strong bridge, so that's what counts. Right. Yes, that path that goes up the other side there. It's a little icy this time of the year. Okay. Yes. Right. I'm going that way. And that there is the Sandy Beach new bridge. So I'm going to take this side trail. I happen to know this is a much nicer walk up through here. It's a little icy. I should have brought my spikes with me, but since I didn't realise how much snow or whatever would still be left, it's impossible to tell in Calgary. You know, it can go from a foot of snow to nothing in a couple of days. So, yeah. So we will see if I can get the sun behind that tree up there, which should be good. Oh yes, now that's a much nicer shot. We've got a whole bunch of new trees and that gone in here, so it's rather nice. Right. Yes. The Bow River, or the Elbow River, sorry. This doesn't look too thick, probably only about a foot. And depending on what the trail's like further down, if I do the whole loop, I'll come around that fence at the top of the hill there, at the top of that bank. That's where I should come back around. Should come back around now. I'll have a look, see how icy it is further down. Certainly a nice walk down through here. This is much quieter piece of the trail, I must admit. Right, let's put this down for a bit. Right. This is a much nicer trail than walking along the tarmac at the top. Oops, somebody's lost their glove. And you can get down onto the water here, so I'm just going to go down and have a look. You can walk along a little way here. Apologies for my continuous shadow in the picture, but unfortunately I can't move the sun, so oh, this is obviously where all the ducks and everything would like to hang out. Again, you come along this piece in the summer, absolutely packed with people. It is a great spot. Calgary has some really nice little parks and what have you like this. Well, I didn't think it was that funny. I think they're upset that I'm here. But either way. I think they're all heading over the other side. And I can assure you, you're perfectly safe because that water is extremely cold. There's no way I'm getting anywhere near that water. That's 4-degree water. Wouldn't last long in there. Now this is where I need my other camera with a good zoom on it, either my 200 or 300 lens. Get some really nice pictures of the ducks down along here. But since I'm just going to do a little walk around video today, we'll have to see what I get. My pictures aren't that bad. Yeah. Ducks keep laughing at me. Right. I will stay along this piece because I know that this piece is solid. Not so sure about the rest of it. I think there's another exit up this other end. I know there's two this end. I think there's another one down this end, so I will walk along the river valley and see what I can find. As you can see, this is predominantly sandstone along here, and a lot of early Calgary was built out of sandstone. And there are numerous quarries and what have you around. There's a nice sandstone layer in there. But a lot of Calgary's early buildings were built out of sandstone. And this is why there's actually an abundance of it out in this area. Right, now I believe there's a little trail that goes up in this corner here somewhere, I think. Failing that, I'm about to make one. Yeah, do a Dave trail. I'm certain there is. Ah, there's a fence. It's always a good sign. Yes. Right, this might be a tad icy here, so if you suddenly get a really good picture of the sky, you know I fell over. Yeah. Oh, icy, icy, icy. I guess who doesn't have his spikes on? I don't know how these people manage to run on this stuff, I don't know. Quite amazing. Certainly some very good fencing along here. I like this fencing. It's one of those things, it takes a little bit more effort to install these kind of fences, but infinitely better than bloody wire everywhere. Adds a bit of character to the trail and generally makes a much nicer walk. There's somewhere along here, many years ago, I can't remember if it was on this stretch or the stretch I've already passed, there was a tree down here and people always used to decorate it as a Christmas tree. Yes, I think it must be on the bit I just bypassed, because I'm now at the far end of the parking lot here, so I will call that it for a second until I get round to the other end. Right, this is the bridge to the other end if you're doing the loop. There's several other bridges further down, but you can do this one as well. This was all rebuilt at the same time. This one got hammered as well. Give it a few months and the river will be way higher. Yes. Now I have to walk up a bit of a road section and up a hill, and that'll be good. Right. dizzy now walking backwards. But there are many bridges along this section. There's another one down there. So I mean, you can make many loops out of this piece. But unfortunately, there's a lot of walking on roads around here. I'd rather walk on paths. Right. You can turn left at the end of this one. Head along and back up the hill. That's the bridge, and I'm heading that way. Right, just come up the hill. This is the part of the path that people always miss. This guy has a bit of problems with people walking across his grass, I suspect, because the pathway, the city pathway, actually runs down here. Now this might be a touch slippery, we shall find out tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too slippery. Okay, this would have been a good path for me to have my spikes on. Fortunately, there's a lot of rutty footprints down here that should make it a easier descent, I guess. So this is the only trouble. See how icy that is? It's funneled down there. It's just pure ice. Already walked on it. Where I'm going is across this little bridge down the bottom, and then I'm going to head up and across, and that's where I'm parked, down that valley over there. So I'm going to put this camera away just for a little bit, because I have a feeling it's going to be a bit icy, so I may well need two hands. Let's see how I get on. It's very nice in the summer, however, this time of the year. Now if I have my spikes on, this would be absolutely no problem whatsoever. Absolutely none. However, my spikes are at home in my backpack, but of course is the best place to have them. Yeah, it's all very well having all this gear, but it's not much good if it's sitting at home. But since my choice to come here was a last minute thing, I just happened to find myself in this location. Thank goodness for image stabilisation. This bridge gets more wonky every year. I have a feeling they're going to need to rebuild this one. Right, made it down the hill. This is very nice. In the summer, it's nice to wander down that little piece of valley there. It just takes you down to the river. It's very nice. Can't go along the river, unfortunately, from the bottom of there, because it's on the steep side of the river. I will go around this way. Now I have to head up the hill. Again, two choices. I can go that way up onto the tarmac, assuming it is tarmac, it's been ploughed, or I can plod up this hill. So I think I'll do the plod. It's funny, I find it way easier going uphill on ice than coming downhill. Going uphill, this is pure ice under here, look at the glare of it. But I don't have any problem going up. It's the going down that's the problem. Gravity tends to kind of take over at some point. Right, that'll do for this bit. Well, that's looking down the river. That's the side I went down just now. Went down there, far side there, crossed over the bridge that's just down around that corner. You can't quite see it. And this is the Elbow River. That's the piece of ice over there that I walked down earlier, where other people are. Not sure I'll be getting that close to the edge of the ice though. Can be a bit tricky. Looks thicker than it is, it always does. You can walk on it, but you don't know if there's air pockets or holes in there or whatever. No way knowing. Yeah. Right. I'm going to head up along here. It's alright for these people up here with their dogs, because their dogs have got four-wheel drive, and it makes it much easier for them. They can get up and down the ice like it's nothing. However, unless I've got my spikes on, not quite so much. Oh, somebody's dog come to say hello. Hello, Mr. Dog. Hello. Yeah. Not sure who this is. Hello. Yeah. Somebody's dog come to say hello. Yeah. I think it belongs to those people over there. Yeah. This is one of the many local dog parks in Calgary. I'm currently assisting myself with a fence here. Ooh. Due to the fact it's extremely slippery along this one little piece. Right. If I get back onto the level, that'll be pretty good. There we go, that's better. It's just the side little pieces that are icy. Right. That'll do for now, I think. Right about there. Do a little look down here. This is the other side of the city. You don't often see me on this side. It's looking downtown. It's nice to see so many people out and about. Beautiful day for it. Like I say, everybody else will be out in the mountains. Very nice. That's the piece I walked up just now, the other side where that lady and her dogs are. That banging noise you can hear in the background, that is Calgary's second national bird. The first national bird is the tower crane, and I have yet, in 25 years of living in, or 26 now I guess, I've yet to come downtown and not see tower cranes. I can see two from here already. Yeah. But also the other thing that you will hear continuously is the nail gun woodpecker. Yes, that's either people building, framing, roofing, something. Everywhere you go you hear pneumatic nailers, and I've never heard it stop ever. Even in the middle of the so-called recession there the other year, there was still so much building going on, it was insane, because obviously in the middle of recession it's a good time to build, because borrowing costs are very cheap, so a lot of people were building. They built huge amounts of office space downtown, and it is slowly filling back up. They were talking about vacancies and that down there the other day, and yeah, some of the buildings they are actually converting to residential, because they want to increase the residential capacity downtown, which makes perfect sense. You've got some of those buildings that really do lend themselves to, because of their location, you know, you can have retail and that on the lower floors and residential on the upper floors, so that actually works out perfectly. I have to say, it is a lovely warm day. It is about 5 or 6 degrees, and it feels almost tropical compared to the -20 some odd that we had the other week. Yeah. So I will definitely take this. This is good. Right, I'm heading that way, so I shall put this down for a little bit. There's some steps up here, but I'm not sure if they're going to be really icy or not, so that might be somewhat interesting getting back down there, because I've got to get back down to river level, so that should be interesting. Right, on I go. little bit more of Calgary's skyline there. You can see there's another dog park down the far side there. That's where I walked down just now. And I can only see 2 cranes. They're both down in East Village. A lot of development going on down there at the moment. Right, I'm heading that way. Another good vantage point. You have to kind of pick the gaps through the trees along this section. Not so bad this time of the year because you can see through the branches. That bridge down the bottom there, that's the suspension bridge came over on the way up. And the trail along the bottom where that fence is. In summer up along here, there's a set of steps that go down. Now in the summer I always go that way, but I'm not 100% sure over this time of the year it's going to be wise to do so. Apologies for being straight on in the sun. But, oh, that sounds like Stars Air Ambulance. Yes. There is a helicopter coming. This is part of our Stars Air Ambulance service. This helicopter coming over the top here. He's heading to Rocky View Hospital, I guess, because that is literally straight ahead of us. It's just the other side of there. So hopefully somebody's day is about to get better. Yeah. They do a great service, I tell you. One of the few things I actually support in Calgary. Yeah. Stars Air Ambulance is it's quite expensive to keep in the air. So they do all kinds of fundraising through the year, and I always support them as much as I can. Right, good. There's somebody else going down the steps, so I'm going to see how we do. Right. So I've decided to tackle the steps, or ski ramp, whichever way you want to call it this time of the year. It's somebody's put some nice Christmas decorations in the tree here. Yeah. So I'm going to take it slowly down here. I'm going to take the wimp route. There's a nice rail down the side here, and not having my spikes. I was just talking to a gentleman, he doesn't have his either. His are in the car. At least mine are at home. Yeah. But using these steps actually saves me a considerable walk around, and the other end is likely to be just as slippery anyway, but there are no steps, so this should be a better option. So we'll find out in a moment. This used to be just a slope, but it was this time of the year it was impossible to use it. Yeah, so they actually put steps in here, which is very nice. They did a whole bunch of reconstruction down here after the floods. So obviously a lot of it got seriously hammered. So they had to rebuild a lot of the trail network and what have you down through here. So I will continue to take the wimp route down. Steps are starting to fill in a little bit more down this end. Hasn't got the sun yet. It's been down in the hollow here. It doesn't get the sun as much as some of the stuff at the top there. And literally, I kid you not, it's probably 5, 6, 7 degrees today. It's absolutely lovely. And the other day I went to work, it was -20, absolutely freezing. Next day I went to work, it was +7. Went up to 10 actually. So yeah. That's one good thing about Calgary. it can be absolutely abysmally cold one day, and trust me, it can. You can well down into the -30s. In the winter we get -35, but in the summer we get +35, so you can't odds it. That takes you back down to the river there. This will take me back across to where I'm parked, so I'm going to take the short route. Ah, hello Mr. Squirrel. There's a squirrel sitting in the tree there. I don't have any food for you, or chipmunk, or whatever that is. I don't feed the wildlife, because if people feed them all the time, then they forget how to find their own food, and they don't survive very well in the winter. They usually have large stashes of pine nuts and what have you hidden away here, there and everywhere. So I'm going to cut back across to where I'm parked. That's where all those fire pits and that were, down the bottom there. Give you an idea of where the water was. It was literally halfway up this hill that you can see on that side. Yay, tarmac. Way easier. Right, this way will take me back over to where I'm parked. I need to cut across to my left here somewhere. I think there is actually a nice little pathway that goes across and down a small bank. So let's see what I can find. Where I'm parked is the other side of here. So yeah, it's cut across the snow. You can hear the snow is of its snow. It's pretty much frozen solid, which is why this is actually really good stuff to walk on. Tomorrow I'm going to head out to the mountains, but for today I'm going to stop in the city. I think I might do a campfire tomorrow. I bought some nice sausages, and I think a nice cook up would be good. Concrete, perfect. See the difference in the snow. Once you get into the bits that the sun has been on, it's the only trouble with this time of the year. You get out on the trails, and it's absolutely lovely in one place. On the north sides, the snow tends to be still rock solid and really easy to walk on. Then you get on the south sides, where everything's been exposed to the sun, and hey presto, can't walk anywhere. Right. Oh, this is a tad icy, but there we go. Lots of good picnic spots. Right, I'm going to cut back across the parking lot. So we'll call that it for today. That's all the picnic spots and that are down through there. They have these shelters too. There are various picnic shelters where you can come and have family picnics and all that kind of stuff. That's really cool. So I will use that as a closing shot, and I'm going to head off somewhere else.